The observational study, like we did in China, is criticized because you can't make conclusive statements, or it doesn't prove cause and effect, as we like to say. That's true if the hypothesis in the beginning is focused on single things, affecting single things. That's true. In other words, you got a population here doing all their eating and this and that and everything else. You go over here, you got all kinds of health outcomes. And so the way the statistics are organized is to search for the one thing, that might be related to this kind of outcome. And so in that sense, yes, those observational studies are limited. I wrote this, in fact, in our China study. We knew that well. I taught this kind of thing. That's very classical. However, in the kind of study that we were doing, we had all these things we could measure, all the things in the blood and all the things, other things in the body or being consumed, and all the outcomes. You got a whole bunch of things here, a whole bunch of things here, looking for the context, essentially. And then when we frame the question from a broad base, we don't frame a hypothesis on the effect of one thing. We frame a hypothesis on the basis of a grand sort of dietary plan that we can examine in a study like this in multiple different ways. So if I say a plant-based diet is good in this sense, well, we got maybe 100 different ways of comparing things associated with a plant-based diet, and 100 different ways to see how those things behave in the body compared with the things in the outcome. So now our hypothesis is broadened like this. And if we find that all these individual relationships are pointing in the same direction, and then we can ask ourselves, how come 19 out of 20 of these things said the same thing? That's virtual proof of cause and effect.